Hi amigas, let me show you how to make this easy no-bake flan. Flan is like a custard. So first thing I do is I start with a half a cup of sugar, whatever sugar you use. This is raw sugar, and you just smooth it around your pan and you don't move it. Once it starts melting, then you start to swirl it around. If you're going to use any type of spoon, use a wooden spoon or a heat-proof silicone spoon. This is molten lava. Do not lick it. Do not touch it. Do not let your kids around it. It will take your skin, your carne, even maybe your bone. I don't know, but it's very tempting to want to lick a sugary, caramely spoon. I like my caramel to be amber colored. If you like it to be more yellow, you can burn it a little bit less, but this is just straight sugar on heat. Okay, next thing we're going to do is get 10 to 12 eggs. I'm doing 12 because my eggs were smaller, and we're going to separate the whites and the yolks. I like to fish them out. I like to do this with Fabian because he'll like fish them out of the bowl. So I'm showing you how your kids can fish them out. I actually broke a yolk and I was doing them one by one, and I was like, why am I taking all this time? Just put them all in a bowl and fish them out. Fabian was like, I don't want to go fishing for egg yolks today. So I had to do it. So literally you get a slotted spoon. You could even do the water bottle trick. I didn't have a water bottle, so a slotted spoon it is. You guys, flan is such a traditional recipe for the holidays. We definitely serve it in Latin America around Christmas, for birthday parties. It's delicious. And this is no bake, so no oven, no blender, okay? Now we're going to break the egg yolks. You do not want to add air bubbles into your flan. You'll see why in a minute. So you're just breaking those egg yolks, and now we're going to add 1 can of condensed milk. I'm using the Lechera brand because I love the Lechera brand. I'm like, why do I use the Lechera brand? Just because I do. And we're making sure every little drip and drop of this Lechera white goldness comes out of this can. Here I am. I'm like, look, this lid is in my way. Let's get it out. So now we're going to fold in the Lechera into the egg yolks. You will not see me whisking. This is sped up, so it looks like I might be whisking, but it's a very gentle folding technique. You're not whisking air into it. Now we're going to add 1 can of evaporated milk to our condensed milk. And I like to put the evaporated milk in the can, in the lechera can, and just swirl it around to get all that extra lechera out of there, because it does stick to the crevices and the little cracks, but you could just throw it in. And here I am doing that 3 times, slowly filling up the lechera can, swirling around the evaporated milk to get all that lechera goodness out of that can. This is the only sweetener we're using, so we want to use every bit of it. Now we're going to mix it in. Oh, actually, we're going to add a splash of Mexican vanilla, Molina brand. You could get better Mexican vanilla. I just grew up with Molina, so I love it. 2 pinches, like a pinch and a half of sea salt. And we're going to fold all those ingredients in until the egg yolks and the evaporated milk, the condensed milk, the salt, and the vanilla all just become one. There you are, folding it in. I love flan, you guys. Flan, creme brulee, I love it all. All right, now we're going to squeeze half a lime, or lemon if you have lemon. I did lime because lime is traditionally what we have more of in Mexico. And here we are. My mouth is watering watching this, and I already ate it today or yesterday. All right, now we're going to sift that mixture of egg and milk and vanilla and salt and lime. We're going to sift it in to a bowl. It needs to be sifted 3 to 4 times, and you're going to see why. To make the smoothest, creamiest, silkiest flan, you need to get rid of all the air bubbles, and you also need to get rid of all the egg whites. Egg whites will not go through the sifter. You'll see them get caught here. That's what makes your flan have like chunks in it. If you want it to be very creamy and creme brulee and silky, do this. So here I am. I'm actually going to speed it up because we do it 3 times, but I want to show you what is going to stop your flan from being silky smooth. That stuff. It literally looks like the mocos from your kid when anda todo mocoso and the green boogers. Oh gosh, gross. We're making food here. Stop talking about boogers. Okay, but that's what it looks like to me. And there's like little eggshells. Anything that could have like gotten into your mixture is going to be sifted out. So now I'm sifting it for the second time into a I made a mess, by the way. I was mad at myself because I was trying to get into the camera. Now we're sifting it for the third time into the caramel cake dish. All right, and we're just sifting it in, all of it. You'll notice that the sifter comes out cleaner this last time because honestly, it's been sifted 3 times. There's nothing left. Now we're going to let our batter sit for a minute, and we're going to start a double boiler on the stove. This is a square Dutch oven with a double boiler on top, and I'm filling it with hot water. We're going to let that come to a boil. Meanwhile, we're letting our batter get all the bubbles out. See how I've been letting it sit? All the bubbles came to the surface. Now I'm going to pound it a couple times to get all the bubbles to the surface. There you go. And you see those little bubbles? I'm going to pop them with a chopstick. Or anything you have, a fork, a chopstick, anything you have, just pop the bubbles and pound it down again here in a minute. You want no bubbles. Like, there's just one bubble left. It literally took me like 8 minutes to get all the bubbles out. But that's what's going to make your flan super creamy, silky, delicious. Now we're going to seal it tight with some aluminum foil. All around the edges. You're like, push and tuck. You want it really tight seal. You don't want any of the flan to come off out the sides if it does. If possible. Now I'm going to put a little ventilation hole in the center. And we're going to take it over to the double boiler. We're going to put it in the double boiler for 60 minutes. And you're going to, once it's boiling, you're turning on your heat. Okay? Turn down the heat to like a 2 or a 1. Like as low as you can. Where it still cooks. And you're going to let it sit in there for, without opening it. You do not open it. You do not disturb it until that timer has come off. Here I am, 60 minutes in. Look how crystallized and nice and smooth the surface looks. I move it around to make sure that it's solid, that it's not too jiggly still, and it was perfect. Now we let it sit for room temperature and then throw it in the fridge overnight. I like my flan room temperature or cold, preferably cold. So let it sit out, get to room temperature, throw it in your fridge. But make sure you cover it. Here I am. It's been sitting out room temperature. It's super solid, and I'm covering it with some saran wrap, and I'm going to throw it in the fridge overnight. It's the next day. We're going to unplate it. I made a mess unplating it, guys. Like, I recorded it. It almost fell off the plate. I took it out. It would have given you guys as much anxiety as it gave me unplating it. So watching it would have done the same for you. So here's the mess I made. Okay, let me clean up. All right, now we're cleaning up the edges of our plate with a clean, damp paper towel. Because plating is so important when it comes to presenting dishes to your family. You want it to look as delicious as it tastes. And now we're going to do a dollop of whipped cream in the center and a raspberry for garnish. And look at that, amiga. Our flan is ready. There's our raspberry. And there's our flan. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys make it. And I will see you tomorrow or later today. I don't know. Bye.